What is up, everyone? Movie back again. Another Blu-ray 4K update. This has been a little bit of a long overdue one. I do apologise for that. But I am back to buying physical media now. So hopefully these will be coming a lot more consistently like they used to. Now I've got a little batch here, about 11 titles. And about half of them are 4K, half of them are on Blu-ray. So let's just get into it. You know how this works. And I'm going to start off with the 4Ks. And the first one I picked up here was *Malignant*. Now, this is one of my favourite films of 2021, and when they released just a Blu-ray, I was like, oh, really? I thought they would have brought this out on 4K, because it got positive reviews all around, really. And I'm glad I waited, because I did think they were going to eventually. And this is directed by James Wan. For me, this is one of his best films, and a great filmography that he has. Stars this young female protagonist, played by Annabelle Wallis, who's having these terrifying visions and dreams of these horrible murders. But she realises that this might not be dreams and visions. There might be something more to it, and they might actually be real. But it goes a lot more deeper than that, especially in the third act when everything is revealed. I was like, oh my god, I just didn't see it coming whatsoever. And it's a very, very unique and original take on horror. And I loved the way this was directed and stuff. It looked great. And Annabelle Wallis was brilliant in the lead role here, but a really fantastic movie and one of my favourites overall movies, not just horrors from 2021. I think I'd have it in my top 20 or something. Definitely worth checking out if you're a horror fan. That is *Malignant*. Next up, we have a very, well, what I'll say is, I'd say controversial, but most of these reviews lean towards negative, but I actually didn't mind this film, and that is *Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City*. I wish it would have been better, though. I do. I give it 3 out of 5 on my Letterboxd, so you can say that's pretty average score. I want them to do the ultimate Resident Evil film, and I do think they tried here with this one, but they have the first video game and the second video game intertwining with each other in this story, and it just becomes a little bit overloaded. But there was lots of segments I loved from the video games, especially the truck driver coming towards Claire Redfield and stuff, like from Resident Evil 2. I don't like what they did with the Leon character. Some of you who've never played the games probably don't even know what I'm talking about here, but they made him like this goofy guy, and he's one of the best characters in the series. So there's a little bit to like about this, and there's a little bit to not. It was a very, very 50-50 movie for me, and I just wish they'd done a better job of it, because there's a Resident Evil movie ready to be made out there somewhere, and the whole source material is there. I just don't know how you can't make the ultimate Resident Evil film, but for me, this is the best out of the lot. I know it's a different sort of, it's not related to the other Resident Evil films, but this is the best one for me, because them ones just suck ass. So, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. I'm looking forward to checking this one out again. Maybe it'll grow on me a little bit more in a rewatch. Next up is a film I have not seen yet, but I see nothing but great praise for it, and that is John Carpenter's *Prince of Darkness*, starring Donald Pleasence, who I've just watched the whole Halloween franchise, and Loomis is my favourite character, so I'll be looking forward to checking him out as an actor again in this. I was meant to watch this in October. I had a plan for Halloween night, actually, but we ended up watching something else and just didn't quite get round to this one. I was watching a lot of new horror releases in October, because the UK got everything late, like Barbarian and stuff, Pearl. So a lot of my time was with new releases there, but I'm really looking forward to checking this out. A lot of people have told me that it's a really good horror film. John Carpenter usually does a good job, so yeah, it sounds like my cup of tea, really. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Still got the price on here, guys. Sorry about that, but I picked this up in CEX, Universal Soldier on 4K. Another one I have never seen, but all my friends used to talk about this when we were younger. Big fans of this movie, and I can't believe I didn't watch it, because I grew up with these action heroes of the 80s. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, of course. And this is just one that's passed me by. I don't know why, because it's one of the more popular ones. I don't know if it's an 80s or 90s film. I can't quite remember now. But I'm really looking forward to checking this out. I think this is going to be right up my street. Just turn your brain off, leave your brain at the door type film, I suppose. But looking forward to this. I've had a few people on Instagram, like Tony from Movies and Us and stuff, and Luke from Movie Massacre, tell me how much they enjoyed this film. So yeah, looking forward to checking that one out. Now, next up, I've got to give it a big shout out here to James Millership from Jim Jam Movies. I'm going to leave his link down below so you can go and check his channel out, go and give him a subscribe. But he really pointed me in the right direction for this one, because Amazon had a little bit of a price glitch, and Turning Red, which is what I picked up, I think you could get 2 of them for like £5 or something. So that's what I did. I think they go for like £15 or something, but if you'd ordered 2 of them, you got it for a £5. CAX got onto it very, very quickly because they were buying it for £6, and when I took it in, it had gone down to £2. I don't blame them really though. But this is a decent little Pixar movie. Came out in 2022. It's a brand new film. It's about this girl who just turns into a red panda when she gets like embarrassed and stuff. She can't control it. Yeah, it's a fun little movie. I thought all the friends were really good characters and stuff as well, but really, really nicely animated. You expect nothing less from Pixar, really. But overall, I did enjoy Turning Red, and I had to take the chance on that price to put it in the collection there, because how can you not for a 4K? So thank you, James. Link down below for his channel. Don't forget to check him out. Next up is one that came a week late because I pre-ordered this, and there was Amazon messaged me and said, look, the distributor is having a lot of trouble. It's going to be a week late. Sorry, not Amazon, HMV I got this from, and Amazon was the same. I believe everyone got this late. Well, that is the Terrifier, the Bloody Duo. Now, I have reviewed the second Terrifier film, which I'll leave down below if you want to check it out. That is, I got an early screener for that, and I was so happy because I would have hated having to wait for this Blu-ray, especially getting it a week late, because I was so anticipating this film. It was my most anticipated movie of the year after The Batman, I think. And it was a fun movie. Now, the first one is really good as well. I do think the second one is a little bit better, but it's all about Art the Clown, man. He is just such a fun slasher villain to be around. He makes you laugh, but then he'll put you on edge, and then you'll be really, really shocked at what he's doing. All in one scene there. He is such a brilliant horror villain. He really is. And I think he's cemented his place now up there to be one of the new slasher icons alongside Freddy and Chucky. There's going to be a Terrifier 3, so that will only grow. I'm very, very happy for Damien Leone, who only spent $200,000 budget on this film. And what he done with that was amazing. And he's gotten to nearly 10 million at the box office now. And it's great to see them all celebrating their success over on Twitter and stuff. So really, really happy to own this. I can't wait to watch Terrifier 2 again. I can't. Very, very happy to own these two. I've wanted Terrifier in my collection for a long time, but we just never got it here in the UK. But now we finally do in this duo pack, so I was always going to grab this. Speaking of evil clowns, this is another one I had to pick up, and that is Pennywise, the Story of It. This is a 2-hour documentary about one of my favourite movies of all time. I have so much nostalgia for the miniseries of It from 1990. I used to watch it all the time as a kid, even though it was a 3-hour film. I used to rewatch it constantly. I love Tim Curry in the role as Pennywise. I love the story. I just love everything about the original It movie. So I had to pick this up. I have not checked it out yet, but I'm going to get to this soon. I'm very, very interested and intrigued to see how they made this movie, listen to all the interviews from the child actors and stuff who are older now, I think. I think they get interviewed as adults in this now. I think they've got like Seth Green in there and stuff like that. So, yeah, can't wait for this one. This will be one I just probably watch on my own. I don't think my wife will be interested, but I'm going to be going on such a nostalgia trip with this. So that is Pennywise, the Story of It. Next up is a 2021 movie, but we didn't get it here in the UK until this year. And I checked it out a few months ago, and I was always going to pick this up on Blu-ray, and that is Nitram. Now, this is a film about the Sydney Harbour Massacre, and this young man, played by Caleb Landry Jones, he's not quite there. You know, he's mentally disturbed and stuff, and he's always looking like he's just going to explode at any moment in this movie. He's putting everyone on edge. He puts the viewer on edge. Just looks like he's about to flip all the time. And he doesn't quite fit in with everyone. And he finds a bit of solace in life and, a bit of light at the end of the tunnel for himself. And then that goes to shit. And it all leads down very, very dark roads. And this is such a realistic film directed by Justin Kurzel, who made the Snowtown Murders, which is another very realistic film. He's a director who reminds me of Shane Meadows, but so much darker. And he's an Australian filmmaker, and this is an Australian film. And I was just all the time through this film, just on the edge of my seat going, what's going to happen next? I can't believe how realistic this movie is. But this Kyle Blandy-Jones, man, he is such a phenomenal actor. He is unbelievable in the role of Nitram here. And I just don't want to give too much away, but honestly, if you want a real bleak, true story, give this a go, because it's so well directed, it's so well acted, and it just grips you from start to finish. And I couldn't stop thinking about it for weeks. I really couldn't. It just stayed in my head. So that is Nitram. Highly recommend that one. And last up, we have a film that I was always going to pick up, even though I've heard it's absolutely awful. But I'm a big fan of the first one. I enjoyed the remake, and I own the second one as well. So this is the one I needed to complete the franchise, and it's the only one I haven't seen in the franchise. And that is Candyman Day of the Dead. I was very, very surprised to see this get a Blu-ray release. And it come down in price already after like 2 weeks or something. So I grabbed it on Amazon. And I'm not expecting anything from this. I haven't heard one positive thing about this movie, but I just need to see it for myself to see if it is really that bad. And because it's Candyman, which is one of my favourite horror films of all time, I feel like I've got to watch it. So yeah, nice little slipcover there actually, which I didn't expect to come in a slipcover, and it's from Vestron Video, which I don't see too many titles from. But yeah, glad to own it, even though it could be terrible. And lastly, I'm just going to show this off from my good friend Moviebug, whose link I will leave down below. If you missed my subscriber mail video from him, he sent me this, a brilliant canvas sort of hardwood poster that he made me in his work, I think. And it is of my favourite film of all time, RoboCop. Can't wait to hang this up in my... It's either going to be in this movie room or my bar. I haven't quite decided yet, that's why I haven't put it up. But I'm in the middle of doing my bar up in the garden, so maybe I'll put it in there. But James, thank you so much for this once again, my friend. Just wanted to show that off to people who had not seen it. And that is it, everyone. That is my latest Blu-ray and 4K update. What did you think of these films? Let me know down below if you've seen any of them, and give me your thoughts. I'll try and get back to you all, I promise. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to this channel. It would really help me out. Take it all easy, guys. I'll see you on the next video.